next act, I'm going to introduce on the stage now. I have no idea what this man is. Like everything else I've done tonight. I'm just going to go with it. So you guys put your hands together for our next act, Mr. Michael Ensly!
Sorry. G'day. I'd like to talk to you tonight about why you shouldn't do drugs. I'd like to talk to you about that, but I'm not going to, for two reasons. Firstly, it upsets people, and you don't want to upset a bunch of drug addicts. Secondly, my drug and alcohol counsellor told me to shut up, and nobody wants to hear fun facts about whippets. Instead, I've got a story about magnets. Who here has studied at TAFE or uni? Here's a little cheer. Yeah. What was your major?
Fashion.
Fashion. Okay, that's something I know nothing about. I get all my clothing from $6shirts.com. I decided to enroll in a class about magnets, and this was back in the days that Insane Clown Posse they sung that magnets work through miracles, and so I thought, well, this class is going to be a breeze. The answer is miracles. I was mistaken. If you're ever in a class that's out of your depth, I want you to remember this cautionary tale about the study technique known as download the solutions from BitTorrent. Everyone in the class had a copy. And given that the lecturer took all the homework problems straight out of the textbook, a lot of people did surprisingly well in that class. Until one day there was a little hitch. I worked out the answer to one of the homework problems, and my answer was different than the one in the book. Because obviously I had the book as well. Everyone does. And so I must be wrong. So I tried it again, and I kept getting the same answer. And being the egotistical prick that I am, I thought, oh, obviously I'm right, and the book is wrong. So I submitted my answer. And after most of the class made the same mistake as the solutions guide, the lecturer stopped being so lazy at coming up with homework problems. Isn't that the real miracle? I got hit in the nuts once. I was at a party and a mate of mine, he decided to throw a giant novelty dildo at me. And people, as a general rule of thumb, are pretty good at throwing things at each other. But being drunk, he completely missed and knocked my bowl of nuts right off the table. Made a real mess. Someone need the nuts anymore. Who doesn't love some nuts in their mouth? You do not want dirty nuts. I've been doing a lot of online shopping lately, especially with COVID. And I've switched to doing my groceries through Coles Online. Anyone else do online shopping? Yeah. I was going through my grocery list, placing an order the other day, and someone who obviously thinks they're funny had added cyanide to the list. Well, I didn't want to pay for a more specific delivery time slot, so I guess my suicide is between 3 and 10. I have another story. This time about one of my oldest friends who I have known since I was 5 years old. He's a great guy. You'd love him if you met him. But I do have something important to tell you about him. It's not funny, it's not a joke, don't laugh, but it's relevant to the story. He's a dwarf. But anyway, Eventually, we all grew up. Some more than others. And yeah, we started drinking. One day at one of my parties, he got a pretty bad idea. Now, I'm assuming everyone here is familiar with a Jaeger bomb. If you're not, go ask Tom upstairs and he'll sort you out. He wanted to try the reverse Jaeger bomb. So instead of dropping a shot of Jaeger into a glass of Red Bull, he wanted to drop a shot of Red Bull in a glass of Jaeger. So on he goes. He pours his glass of Jaeger, and he grabs a shot of Red Bull that was conveniently sitting on the table nearby. Drops it in and down the hatch. Now, if you're listening carefully, you might have picked up on the problem here, and that is that nobody, absolutely nobody in the history of the world, I checked, has ever poured a shot glass full of Red Bull and then just wandered off. People pour shots of a similar looking liquid, tequila, which is often followed by aimlessly wandering off. So my mate, and he is this tall, and he has drunk tequila mixed with Jaeger all in one go. So I think what happens next is obvious. We named the drink in his honour, and we did it intentionally several times over the years. I'm not going to tell you the name we gave it because I don't want to sully this fine establishment, but let's just say it means one who engages in sexual intercourse with those of short stature. Because this dude was fucked. Thank you. Yeah. Don't do drugs and have a great night.
One more time for Michael Ensly.